Welcome to Story Tales. Please like this video and subscribe to Story Tales. I hope you enjoy the story. Let's begin. The fluorescent lights hummed above Jack Knox as he burst through the ICU doors. His work boots pounded against the sterile floor, leaving dirt marks he didn't care about. The smell of antiseptic hit him like a slap. "Finn Knox," he said to the nurse at the desk. His voice came out rough like gravel. 7 years old. Car accident. The nurse's face softened. Room 12. Down the hall, third door on the right. Jack moved before she finished talking. His hands shook as he pushed open the door. There lay his boy, small and broken in the hospital bed. Tubes everywhere. Machines beeping. Finn's face, usually bright with mischief, looked pale as paper. Jack dropped into the chair beside the bed. He reached out, stopped, then gently took Finn's small hand. Still warm. Still alive. "Hey, buddy," he whispered. "Dad's here." The machines kept their steady rhythm. Jack stared at the rise and fall of his son's chest. Each breath a small miracle. His phone buzzed. "Rose." "Finally." "Where are you?" Jack's voice was ice. "Jack, thank God. Listen, I need you to come help set up for Mom's birthday tomorrow. The caterer just. Our son is in the ICU." Silence. Then, "Oh, is it serious?" Jack's free hand clenched into a fist. "Is it serious?" "He's unconscious. Tubes down his throat. They don't know if." He stopped. Breathed. "Get here. Now. I can't just leave. Mom's party is tomorrow, and—" "Rose, don't use that tone with me, Jack Knox. You know how important this is to her. If you don't come help, I'll cut you off. You'll regret." Jack ended the call. Stared at her name on the screen. 7 years of marriage. 7 years of putting up with her family's demands. Their manipulations. Their constant need to control everything, that he deleted her number, that a nurse came in to check Finn's vitals. Jack watched her work, efficient and gentle. "You're his father." "Yeah. He's stable." "That's good. Kids are tough." She adjusted in 4-line. "Is Mom coming?" "No." The nurse nodded, made a note on her clipboard, and left without another word. Jack leaned back in the chair. Outside the window, the Colorado mountains stood dark against the night sky. He'd grown up in those mountains, learned to hunt, to track, to survive. The Army had taught him more. How to wait, how to watch, how to strike when the time was right, but none of that mattered now. His son needed him here, present, awake. Hours passed. Jack didn't move except to stretch his legs. Other parents came and went in the hallway. Some crying, some silent, all carrying the same weight. His phone buzzed again. Mira this time. Rose's mother. He let it go to voicemail. Then another call. Pastor Wade. Another ignored call. They could all go to hell. The sun rose slowly, painting the mountains gold. Jack's eyes burned from lack of sleep, but he kept them open, watching, waiting that a different nurse came in for the morning shift. She smiled at Jack. "Been here all night." "Yeah. Want some coffee? There's a machine down the hall." "I'm good." She checked Finn's chart. "Doctor will be by soon for rounds." Things looked better this morning. Jack nodded. Better was something. After she left, he stood and stretched. His back protested from chair. He walked to the window, watching the parking lot fill with the day's shift. Normal people heading to normal jobs. Living normal lives where their kids woke up for school instead of lying unconscious in hospital beds. His phone showed 17 missed calls. Rose. Mira. Wade. Some numbers he didn't recognize. Probably more of Myra's church friends, ready to guilt him about missing the party setup. He turned the phone off completely. "Daddy." Jack's head snapped up. Finn's eyes were open, glazed but aware. "Hey, buddy." Jack leaned forward, keeping his voice soft. "I'm right here. Hurts. I know. The doctors are helping. You're going to be okay." Finn's eyes drifted closed, then opened again. His mouth moved, words barely audible. "Daddy got hurt, 'cause Mommy and Grandma were yelling." Jack's blood turned cold. "What do you mean, buddy?" "In the car. They were so loud." Then the crash. Finn's small hand gripped Jack's finger. "She hit me." The door opened. Nurse Rowan Bell entered, then stopped. Jack knew her from high school, before he enlisted, before everything changed. "Jack, I didn't know you were. Is this your son?" He nodded, unable to speak. Finn's eyes found Rowan. Pretty lady, he mumbled. Despite everything, Rowan smiled. Well, aren't you sweet? She moved to check his monitors, but Finn kept talking. I saw Mommy kissing that guy in the backyard. His voice grew stronger, more upset. She got mad when I saw. Really mad. Rowan's hands stilled on the equipment. She glanced at Jack, whose face had gone stone. It's okay, Finn, Jack managed. Rest now. But Finn wasn't done. She said I was bad. Said I ruined everything. Grandma said I was going to hell if I told. Finn, I didn't mean to see. Tears rolled down his pale cheeks. I just wanted my basketball from the yard. Then she pushed me hard and I hit the wall, and she said if I told anyone. Shoo. Jack smoothed his son's hair. You're safe now. No one's going to hurt you. Finn's eyes closed again, exhaustion taking over. Jack sat back, his mind racing. Rowan finished her checks in silence. Jack, she said quietly. What he just said? You heard it. As a mandatory reporter, I have to. I know. Jack's voice was flat. Do what you have to do. She nodded and left. Jack stared at his sleeping son. The pieces clicked into place. Rose's increasing absence. Her anger when Finn needed attention. The way she'd started keeping him away from Jack, claiming he needed to spend more time with Grandma. He pulled out his phone and turned it on. Ignored the flood of messages and opened the Nanny Cam app. They'd installed cameras after a break-in scare last year. Rose had complained about the expense. Most of the recent footage showed corrupted files. Strange. But one clip from 3 days ago still worked. Jack hit play. The kitchen came into view. Finn stood by the table, a broken glass on the floor. Rose entered the frame. Her face twisted with rage Jack had never seen before. You stupid little brat. She grabbed Finn's arm, yanking him hard. You did that on purpose. I didn't mean to. She shoved him. Hard. Finn stumbled back, hitting the counter. Shut up. You ruin everything. Everything. She leaned down, her face inches from his. If you tell your father any of this, I'll make sure you never see him again. Grandma and those judges will tell them you're lying, that you're sick in the head like your dad. The video cut out. Jack sat in perfect stillness. The rage inside him was ice, not fire. Cold, patient, calculating that he saved the video to 3 different cloud services. Then he called his lawyer. Tom? Jack Knox. I need you to file some papers today. Jack drove home in silence. Finn was stable, sleeping peacefully with Rowan checking on him every hour. The house looked the same as when he'd left for work yesterday. Before the call, before everything shattered that Rose's car sat in the driveway next to a black BMW he didn't recognize. Jack parked on the street, walked to his truck, and grabbed his work bag. Inside was a small camera he used for welding inspections. He turned it on and slipped in his pocket. The front door was unlocked. Voices drifted from upstairs. Rose's laugh. A man's low chuckle. Jack moved through his own house like a ghost. Up the stairs, avoiding the creaky 3rd step. Down the hall he'd painted last summer while Rose complained about the smell. Their bedroom door stood ajar. Told you he wouldn't come back, the man was saying. Too worried about his precious son to care what you need. Lyle, stop. Rose giggled. Actually giggled. He might. What? Show up? Please. You got him trained. One call from Mommy Mira, and he'll be setting up chairs all day tomorrow. Jack pushed the door open. Rose sat on their bed in lingerie he'd never seen. While Hare and Jack recognized him now, some tech consultant from Rose's office had his shirt half unbuttoned. They froze. Jack! Rose grabbed for a robe. This isn't. Jack held up a hand. She stopped talking. He looked at Lyle. Really looked at him. Soft. Manicured. The kind of man who'd never thrown a real punch in his life. Get out. Lyle stood, trying for bravado. Now listen here. Get out. Something in Jack's voice made Lyle's face go white. He grabbed his shoes and jacket, fumbling with both. Rose, call me later, he mumbled, then fled. Jack heard his feet on the stairs. The front door slamming. The BMW starting up and peeling out. Rose clutched her robe closed. Jack, please, let me explain. No. He walked to Finn's room. Started packing clothes, toys, his favorite books. Rose followed, her voice rising. You can't just take him. I'm his mother. You hit him. She stopped. What? He told me. In the hospital. while you were here with Lyle. He's confused. The accident. I have video. Her face changed then. The mask slipped. For a second, he saw what Finn must have seen. The real Rose. You can't prove anything. Mom knows everyone. The judges, the police, I'm taking my son. Try to stop me. He brushed past her, Finn's bag over his shoulder. She grabbed his arm. If you leave, you'll regret it. Mom will destroy you. You know she can. You're nothing, Jack. Just some broken soldier who... He shook her off and kept walking. Down the stairs. Out the door. Into his truck. He drove away. He saw her in the rearview mirror. Standing in the doorway. Phone already to her ear. Probably calling Mira. Starting the war. Let them come. He had his son to protect. Everything else was just noise. Jack sat in his lawyer's office, watching Tom Bradley's face grow darker with each document. She filed first, Tom said. Claims abandonment. Mental instability due to PTSD. Says you took Finn without permission during a psychotic episode. I have the video of her hitting him, which her lawyer claims is doctored. They've got 3 witnesses saying you've been showing increasingly erratic behavior. Paranoid delusions. Violent outbursts at work. That's bullshit. I know, but Judge Brennan goes to Myra's church. Plays golf with Pastor Wade every Saturday. Tom leaned back. They're playing dirty, Jack. Really dirty. The door opened. Tom's assistant looked worried. Mr. Bradley? Channel 9 is here. They want a statement about the Knox case. What? Tom flipped on the TV. Rose's face filled the screen. Tears streaming down her cheeks as she stood outside their house. Just want my baby back, she sobbed. My husband, he's not well. The war changed him. I've tried to get him help, but he refuses. And now he's taken our son. I'm so scared for Finn's safety. Pastor Wade appeared next, his arm around Rose's shoulders. Jack Knox is a troubled man, Wade intoned. We try to bring him into our congregation to heal his spiritual wounds, but he's rejected God's love. And now, in his darkness, he's torn apart this family. Turn it off, Jack said. The screen went black. They're ahead of us, Tom said. This is coordinated, professional. So what do we do? For now, you comply with the temporary custody order. Finn goes back to Rose tomorrow. No, Jack. She hit him. She threatened him. I'm not sending him back to that. If you violate the court order, you'll lose any chance of getting custody. They'll paint you as dangerous. Unstable. Tom's voice gentled. I know it's hard, but we have to play the long game here. Jack's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You should have helped with the party. Now watch what happens. He showed it to Tom, who photographed it. Keep everything. Every text, every voicemail. We'll need it all. The next morning, Jack knelt beside Finn in the hospital parking lot. His son's eyes were wide, scared. I don't want to go with her. I know, buddy, but it's just for a little while. The judge says you have to. She'll be mad at me for telling. Jack pulled him close. Listen to me. If anyone hurts you, you tell your teacher, or the doctor, or any adult. You keep telling until someone listens. Okay. Rose's car pulled up. She got out, all smiles for the social worker who was supervising the exchange. Oh, my baby. Mommy missed you so much. Finn went rigid in her arms. The social worker made a note. We'll see you Saturday for your visitation, Mr. Knox, she said. Jack nodded. Watched them drive away with his son looking back through the rear window. That afternoon, his welding shop felt empty. He tried to work, but couldn't focus. His phone rang constantly. Reporters, curious neighbors, a few veterans offering support. Hey, boss. Derek, his youngest employee, stood in the doorway looking uncomfortable. What is it? There's some woman outside. Says she's from CPS. Wants to inspect the shop for safety violations. Of course. Myra's reach extended everywhere. Let her in. We got nothing to hide. But he knew it didn't matter. They'd find something, or make something up. This was just the beginning. The Wyoming wind cut through Jack's jacket as he pulled up to Hank Rosser's ranch. His old squad leader stood on the porch, unchanged except for more gray in his beard. Brother, Hank said, pulling Jack into a hug. Been too long. Yeah, heard about your troubles. Rose showing her true colors. You could say that. Hank spat tobacco juice off the porch. Never did like her. Too much smile, not enough soul. They went inside where Mary, Hank's wife, had coffee waiting. "How's Finn?" she asked. "Scared, but tough." Jack accepted the mug gratefully. "Thanks for letting me come out. You need to get your head right," Hank said. "Can't fight this battle all emotional and scattered. You need to be ice cold, methodical." They spent the morning at Hank's range. Jack's groups were tight but tense. Hank watched, saying nothing until Jack emptied his third magazine. "You're anticipating, jerking the trigger." "I know." "No, you don't. You're thinking about her, about what she did, about what you want to do." Hank reloaded Jack's pistol. "That's how you lose. Get killed overseas or lose your kid here." Same result. Jack took a breath, let out slow, raised the weapon again. "Better. Now, tell me the plan." "There is no plan." "Bullshit." Jack fired 5 more rounds. All center mass. "They're using the system against me," he said finally. "Mira owns half the town. Judges, cops, everyone. So I can't win playing by their rules." Hank smiled. "Now you're thinking. Come on." They moved to the barn where Hank had set up a makeshift gym. Heavy bag, speed bag, weights. They wrapped hands and got to work. "You remember Fallujah?" Hank asked, holding the heavy bag as Jack worked combinations. "That house-to-house shit." "Yeah." "What did we learn?" Jack's fists impacted steady rhythm. Violence of action. Speed. Surprise. "What else?" "Intelligence. Know everything about your enemy before you move. And one shot. One kill. No second chances. Apply that here." Jack stopped punching. Sweat dripped onto the barn floor. "This isn't war, Hank. Isn't it? They declared it when they took your boy. When they spread lies about you." Hank's eyes were hard. "Difference is you can't use bullets. But the principles? Same. They trained for 3 days. Shooting, fighting, planning. Mary kept them fed and didn't ask questions when they spread maps and documents across her kitchen table. The boyfriend, Hank said, studying a photo Jack had taken. "Lyle Heron. Soft target. I'm not going to prison over that piece of shit. Didn't say kill him. But he's the weak link. Guys like that, all ego, no spine. Apply pressure and he'll crack. And then you use what he gives you. Build your case. Document everything." Hank tapped the table. "You don't forgive, Jack. Not them. Not ever. You take your time. And when you hit once. Hard. Complete destruction." On the last night, they sat on the porch watching the stars. Clear Wyoming sky. No light pollution. "You know what this will cost," Hank said. "Even if you win." "Yeah. Town will turn on you. Business might suffer. You'll be the bad guy in their story forever. Don't care. Good. Caring makes you weak. Your boy needs you strong." Jack left the next morning. Driving back to Colorado, he felt different. Centered. Cold. Ready. His phone had dozens of messages. Ignored them all except one from his lawyer. "Emergency hearing tomorrow. Rose claiming you violated custody agreement by leaving state. Be there." Jack smiled. Let them think they were winning. Let them get comfortable that he had work to do. The tap house sat on the edge of town, the kind of place tech workers went to feel blue-collar for a night. Jack parked across the street, watching Lyle's BMW in the lot. Thursday nights. According to the receptionist at Lyle's office, amazing what people told you. When you showed up with coffee and a smile, he always went for drinks with his team on Thursdays. Jack had spent 2 weeks learning Lyle's patterns. Where he lived, where he worked, his gym schedule, his Thursday night ritual. Now he waited at T947. Lyle emerged with 3 other men. All soft, all drunk, all laughing too loud. "Swear to God," Lyle was saying. 2 women on a leash. The wife doesn't even know about the mistress. And the mistress is so desperate she'll do anything. One of his buddies high-fived him. "Living the dream, man." Best part? The mistress's mom basically runs the town. "I'm untouchable. Her ex tries anything. He's done." They moved toward their cars. Jack got out of his truck and walked across the street. Just another guy heading to the bar. "Hey," one of Lyle's friends said. "Bar's that way, buddy." Jack kept walking. Straight at Lyle. "Can I help you?" Lyle's voice wavered slightly. "We need to talk." "I don't know you." "Sure you do, Lyle. I'm the ex you were just bragging about." The friends scattered like roaches when you flipped the light on. Car door slamming. Engine starting. In seconds, It was just Jack and Lyle in the parking lot. Now listen. No. Jack stepped closer. You listen. You've been in my bed. With my wife. While my son was in the hospital. That's between you and Rose. My 7-year-old saw you. She threatened him to keep quiet. Beat him when he didn't. I'll try to back up. Hit his car. I didn't know about any. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Jesus. I thought the kid was at his grandmother's. Rose said. He stopped. Swallowed. Look, I'll end it. Okay. I'll stop seeing her. Too late for that. Lyle's hand went to his pocket. Phone probably. Jack let him. Waited until Lyle pulled it out, then slapped it away. The phone skittered across the asphalt. You can't touch me, Lyle said, trying for tough. I'll sue. I'll have you arrested. Go ahead. Swing first. What? You heard me. Take your shot. I'm not going to. Jack stepped closer. Close enough to smell the whiskey on Lyle's breath. You were man enough to get in my bed. Be man enough to throw a punch. Lyle's face went red. His hand balled into a fist. Jack waited. Patient. Ice cold. The punch came wild, telegraphed. Jack slipped it easy. Let Lyle's momentum carry him forward. Then he went to work. Not angry. Methodical. A jab that snapped Lyle's head back. Blood from the nose. Instant red flow. Hooked to the ribs as Lyle doubled over. Felt one crack. Maybe two. Lyle dropped to his knees, gasping. Jack circled him. Hand still up. Get up. I can't. Get up. Lyle tried. Made it halfway before Jack's knee met his solar plexus. He went down hard, curled fetal on the asphalt. Jack knelt beside him. Lyle's eyes were wide, terrified. Touch my son again. I bury you, Jack said quietly. No words. Just dirt. And Lyle? I know where you live. Where you work. Your wife's name is Jennifer. Your daughter goes to Preston Elementary. Please. I'm not threatening them. I don't hurt innocents. But you should know I pay attention. I see everything. Jack stood. Stay away from my family. He walked back to his truck. In the rearview mirror, he saw Lyle still on the ground, trying to crawl to his phone to make a tea home. Jack washed the blood off his knuckles. Minor scrapes. He'd hit properly, protected his hands. His phone rang. Tom. Jack, what did you do? Had a conversation. Lyle Heron is at the ER. Says you assaulted him. He swung first. Parking lot has cameras. Silence. Then, you planned this. Prove it. Jack. He was drunk, bragging about sleeping with Rose. About being untouchable. He threw the first punch. I defended myself. The cops won't find me. I'm in Denver for a welding conference. Have been all day. Registration forms and everything. More silence. Be careful, Jack. They'll use this against you. Let them try. Jack hung up. Looked at his hands. Steady. No shake. No regret. Point one target down. Time to plan the next move. Jack watched from his truck as the story unfolded on social media. Lyle's wife Jennifer had found out everything. The post started simple. When you find out your husband has been cheating with a married woman while you were home with a newborn. Then came the receipts. Screenshots of texts. Credit card statements showing hotel rooms. Photos from Lyle's cloud storage he'd forgotten to lock down. But Jennifer went deeper. Found financial irregularities at his company. Contracts awarded to friends. Kickbacks disguised as consulting fees. By noon, Lyle's LinkedIn showed looking for opportunities. By evening, local news picked up the fraud story. Jack's phone rang. Unknown number. You did this. Rose's voice shrill. You destroyed him. Lyle destroyed himself. I just had a conversation with him. He's lost everything. His job, his family. Not my problem. You bastard. You think you've won? Mom will. Jack hung up. Let her rage at the dial tone. His lawyer called an hour later. Finn's counselor filed a report. Multiple sessions documenting emotional and physical abuse. She's recommending immediate custody reevaluation. When? Emergency hearing next Tuesday. Jack, this is good. Really good. Combined with Lyle's implosion and the public fraud scandal. Just get my son back. Working on it. Also, thought you should know Myra's been calling judges all morning. But with the counselor's report and Lyle's situation, even her connections are backing away. That night, Jack visited Finn during his court-approved time. His son ran to him at the supervisor's office. Dad, Did you see? Mom's boyfriend doesn't come around anymore. Is that so? Yeah. Mom's been crying a lot. Grandma, too. They keep yelling at each other. The supervisor made notes. Everything Finn said went in the file. How are you doing, buddy? Better. Mrs. Chun at school lets me eat lunch in her room when I'm sad. That's good. Dad, are you winning? Jack looked at his son. Those trusting eyes. Yeah, buddy. I'm winning. Myra's annual charity gala was the social event in their corner of Colorado. 300 guests, silent auction, Pastor Wade giving the blessing. All to raise money for Myra's foundation, which everyone knew funded more galas than charity. Jack adjusted his tie in the mirror. He'd rented a tux, gotten a haircut, clean-shaven, looking respectable. The flash drives in his pocket weighed nothing. Each one contained Rose's recorded confession to abuse from the nanny cam screenshots of her text with Lyle, including discussions of hiding money from Jack, the full counselor's report on Finn's trauma financial records, showing Myra's foundation fraud. Rowan had insisted on coming as his +1. You need a witness, she'd said. Someone respectable. A nurse who sees what happens. They walked in together. Conversations stopped. A ripple of whispers followed them through the ballroom. Mira held court near the auction tables, dripping in jewelry that cost more than most people's cars. She saw Jack and her face went purple. How dare you? Evening, Mira. Jack smiled. Lovely party. Get out. You're not welcome here. Actually, I donated. That gets me a ticket, right? Pastor Wade appeared, trying to defuse. Jack, perhaps it would be best. Pastor. Jack reached into his pocket. I have something for you. He handed Wade a flash drive, then moved through the room, giving drives to the newspaper editor, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, 3 city council members. What is this? Someone asked. Truth, Jack said simply. That Myra's voice rose over the crowd. Don't believe anything from that man. He's sick, delusional. Someone plugged the drive into the auction display laptop. The nanny cam footage appeared on the ballroom's main screen. That Rose's voice filled the room. If you tell your father any of this, I'll make sure you never see him again. Grandma knows judges. We'll tell them you're lying, that you're sick in the head like your dad. Gasps. Mira screaming for someone to turn it off, but more screens lit up as people checked the drives on their phones. The financial records, the texts, everything. He's lying. Mira shrieked. It's all fake. He's trying to destroy our family because he's possessed by Satan. The devil works through him. Rowan had her phone out, recording everything. Turn that off. Mira lunged at her. Wade tried to hold Mira back. Please, let's all calm down. Don't touch me. She shoved the pastor. You're all against me. All of you. The meltdown was spectacular. Mira throwing champagne glasses, screaming about conspiracies, calling out judges by name, threatening to reveal their secrets if they didn't help her. Security finally escorted her out, still ranting. Jack stood in the sudden quiet. I apologize for the disruption, he said to the room. I just wanted the truth known. Enjoy your evening. He left with Rowan. In the parking lot, she was shaking. That was necessary. The video's already going viral. I've got 200 shares. Good. She looked at him. You're not the same man who left for basic all those years ago. No, I'm not. By morning, Myra's empire was crumbling. The foundation was under investigation. Major donors pulled out. 3 judges recused themselves from anything involving her family. That Rose's social media disappeared. Her friends went silent. The court moved fast after that. The custody hearing was brief. Rose's lawyer looked defeated before it even started. Your Honor, he began, my client wishes to voluntarily relinquish primary custody to ensure the child's well-being during this difficult time. Translation. They knew they'd lost. The judge, not one of Myra's friends, reviewed everything. The counselor's report, the video evidence, the witness statements. Custody is awarded to Mr. Knox. Mrs. Knox will have supervised visitation every other Saturday, pending completion of parenting classes and anger management. Your Honor, Rose stood up. Please. He's my son. Ma'am, sit down. The evidence of abuse is clear. You're fortunate you're not facing criminal charges. The judge turned to Jack. Mr. Knox, do you have anything to add? No, Your Honor. Very well. Court is adjourned. Outside the courthouse, Rose waited by his truck. No Mira, no lawyer, just her, looking smaller than he'd ever seen her. Jack, please. Can we talk? He stopped but didn't speak. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I'm sorry. I let Mom get in my head. Let her control everything. And Lyle was a mistake. A huge mistake. Still, he said nothing. I've lost everything. My job, my friends, my family. Mom won't even talk to me. Says I ruined everything. Tears ran down her face. I know I hurt Finn. I hate myself for it. But please, don't cut me out completely. He's my son, too. Jack pulled out the divorce papers. Handed them to her. Sign these. Follow the custody agreement. Get help. Real help. Not your mother's version. Maybe someday, Finn will want a relationship with you. That's his choice, not mine. You won't forgive me. No. We had 7 years, Jack. Doesn't that count for something? It counted when you hit our son. When you chose your boyfriend over your family. When you let your mother poison everything we built. She was sobbing now. Please. I'm begging you. One more chance. Jack walked to his truck. Turned back once. You destroyed your own life. I just moved out of the wreckage. He drove away, leaving her standing in the courthouse parking lot. 6 months later, the welding shop hummed with activity. Business was better than ever. Turns out, standing up to the town's bullies had earned respect from the working folks. Jack watched through his office window as Finn practiced riding his bike in the shop's parking lot. No more fear in those eyes. Weekly therapy was helping. So was stability. Routine. Knowing he was safe. Knock, knock. Rowan stood in the doorway with coffee. She'd been coming by more often. Sometimes with medical questions about workplace safety. Sometimes just to talk. Coffee fairy strikes again, Jack said, accepting the cup. Thought you could use it. Big contract review today, right? Yeah. Denver high-rise. 6 months of work if we get it. She watched Finn wobble on the bike, then find his balance. He's doing great. Getting there. You both are. They stood in comfortable silence. Then Rowan pulled something from her bag. A small plastic evidence bag. Remember this. The original nanny cam SD card. The one piece of evidence he'd held back. Why do you have that? You gave it to me. Said to keep it safe. Just in case. She handed it to him. Case is closed. Thought you might want it. Jack took the bag. Such a small thing to hold so much pain. What will you do with it? He opened his desk drawer. Inside was a small safe where he kept important documents. Birth certificates. His discharge papers. Photos of Finn as a baby. He put the SD card inside and locked it. Nothing. It stays there. Reminder of what we survived. Not evidence for court. Never needed it for court. Had enough already. He closed the drawer. This is just truth. Sometimes that's enough. Finn burst through the door, sweaty and grinning. Dad, I did the whole parking lot without stopping. That's great, buddy. Ready for the park next. Yeah, go wash up. We'll head out in 10. Finn ran off. Rowan smiled. I should go. Let you boys have your afternoon. You could come with us. If you want. She considered. Another time. But dinner Friday. Sounds good. After she left, Jack walked through his shop. Past the welding stations where his guys worked. Past the project boards full of upcoming jobs that he stopped at the main entrance. Above the door, a new sign gleamed. His motto now. What the business stood for. What he stood for. Dad, ready. Finn appeared with his helmet. Let's go. They loaded the bike in the truck. As they drove toward the park, Finn chatted about school, friends, his upcoming baseball season. Normal kid stuff. Beautiful, ordinary, precious normal kid stuff. The mountain stood tall in the distance. Unchanging. Enduring, like truth. Like steel, Jack had survived hell. Had fought through the fire. Had protected what mattered most. And now, finally, they could build something better from the ashes. The war was over. They'd won.